The smell is coming from the floor. There's 10 years of urine in the concrete. It won't come out.
I need a bucket about water and some brushes.
Water and brushes.
You heard me. Well, smell anything?
No.
Oh, it does come out, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Word spread quickly about the new principal's action that day. Students and faculty alike, even parents were talking. Even out in the community they talked. If she had wanted to send a strong signal that the school was changing, she had found it. She also noticed that day after day, some children came to school in the same dirty clothes. She believed that if children felt dirty and uncared for, it would impact their ability to learn. So she organized a fundraiser to purchase a washer and dryer, and the community helped collect spare clothing. If children had dirty clothes, they could change into the extra clothes and go to class. Teachers and other volunteers would wash the clothes, and when the children came back in the afternoon, their own clothes were fresh and folded. She continued to apply the trim tab principle in many ways. Soon everyone was involved and engaged in the new school spirit. A culture of doing what it takes emerged among the faculty and staff. Together they faced head-on and overcame the challenges that were preventing children from learning. They provided food, took care of medical needs, and even challenged the rampant drug dealing in the neighborhood. The school became a safe haven for the children. Madeline Cartwright knew the children could learn if their basic needs were met, and they were expected to elevate their minds. The entire community responded. Academic achievement improved measurably, and the school was changed. Remember, the secret to the big is the small. Becoming a trim tab starts with identifying a need and then doing something about it. As a leader, your actions and attitude can inspire trust and empower others to make a difference. Each day, you are faced with moments of choice wherein you can choose to be a trim tab. If you do, what you model will set the tone for those you lead. Small things over time can have a tremendous impact.
Right, that's my message to you today. Small things over time can have tremendous impact. I love this story, the movie Dead Poets Society. Anyone not seen Dead Poets Society? It's about this private boys' school. It's a phenomenal story. And Robin Williams is the English teacher. He's very innovative. He kind of busts all kinds of paradigms and from the old Stoic traditions that they've had forever. And he brings these boys in. Remember, he says, Carpe diem, and has them gather around the trophy case. The next day, after that experience where they go around the trophy case, as you recall, he actually passes out the textbooks. And he has one young man start to read the introductory essay in that textbook. And as he starts to read, he makes it clear that he thinks it's a complete and utter waste of time. So he says, rip it out. And the boys look at him. What do you mean? He said, rip it out. Rip that page. In fact, rip the whole essay out of the textbook. So pretty soon the boys are ripping pages and throwing pages around the room. It's this wonderful scene. Then he gathers them around. And he talks about that medicine, law, business, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life, he says. And he talks about the power of language, the power of poetry. And he said how that's what we stay alive for. And he says this very profound thing that I would leave you with today. He said, the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. What will your verse be? That's the question that I would leave you as you think about your 80th birthday exercise. You think about how you're going to put first things first in your life, how you're going to identify your values and create your future, which is habit 2. And how are you going to ultimately live every day with the acknowledgement that you are responsible. George Bernard Shaw wrote something. When I read this, I said, oh my gosh, I wrote this. That's my mission statement. I didn't write it. In fact, he did a much better job than I ever would have. But let me just leave you with this last quote. He said, "This is the true joy in life, being used for a purpose recognized by yourself as a mighty one, being a force of nature instead of a selfish little clod of ailments and grievances, complaining that the world will not devote itself to making you happy." I like to share this with my teenagers from time to time. They love it when I do that. I am of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole world community, and it is my privilege to do for it whatever I can. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die, for the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is no brief candle to me. It is a sort of splendid torch which I've got a hold of for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations. Thanks very much for spending time with me.